if you are a guy who just has a fantastic physique and incredible speed and ridiculous power, you just can generate ridiculous power. If Deontay Wilder has fantastic power, I mean, he just knocks people flying across the ring. I think Deontay Wilder, if he just came off the street, if he was 25 years old and no one ever taught him how to box at all, and you just wrapped his hands up and had him hit a bag, he would be able to generate insane amounts of force. Now, if you were a person that really didn't have much power and you had a box with Deontay Wilder and you were both of the same age and you were a person that knew boxing and you stood in front of Deontay, it's entirely possible that Deontay Wilder could knock you into another dimension, even though he had no experience in boxing. If he just held on you and hit you with a haymaker, he might be able to put you out. If you're a person who is, let's say, built like you, a guy who exercises, who's strong, and then there's someone who's identically built like you, who's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and you don't have any experience in martial arts at all, you're fucked. Right?
Yes.
If you're a person who's built like you, who's a guy who exercises and is healthy, and you grapple with a guy who's even stronger than you and bigger than you, but he has no experience in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, he's still fucked.
Yeah.
That's the difference. That's why I think Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Judo and wrestling in particular, those are absolutes in that you have control of the body.
Yes.
And once you grab a hold of a person's body, there's no lucky triangle chokes in Jiu-Jitsu. My experience with Jiu-Jitsu was very humbling when I first started out. I had a long background in martial arts and striking, and even wrestled in high school. And then I started taking Jiu-Jitsu, and a guy who was my size, and I was young at the time, and he was basically close to my age, just mauled me. And he wasn't even a black belt. I think he was a purple belt. He might have been a blue belt. I think he was a purple belt. And he just destroyed me. Just did anything he wanted to me. Choked me, armbarred me, and I remember thinking, man, I am so delusional. I thought I had a chance.
Right.
Like, I thought just based on taking a couple classes and learning what an armbar is, and then being a strong person who has a background in martial arts, that I would be able to at least hold him off a little bit. It's also what martial arts are supposed to be, in that a small person who knows technique can beat a big person who doesn't know the technique.
That's right.
That's what we always hoped for, right? When we saw the Bruce Lee movies, and Bruce Lee, who was a smaller guy, could beat all these bigger guys just because he had better technique.
Yeah.
That is actually real in Jiu-Jitsu, and it's one of the only martial arts where that's real.